Hello and welcome back to ARAH YouTube channel, G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club. I'm your host and I am your founder, Wild Bill Hardy. So in the last video, we got pretty extensive and it took longer because it was the whole section of conduct unbecoming of a Joe. And it was pretty thorough. And the first video went something like almost 27 minutes. And this last video was about 15, a little over 15, almost 16 minutes. And I try to keep these at 10 minutes or less. I honestly do. And I apologize for that. But the information is there and it's important information. So I really feel like I don't want to skimp out on that. And even in this last video, I glossed over. I didn't read word for word the whole section there because there was so much there. But I do apologize for that. Take my glasses off because, I'm going to read. So this next section here is it's devoted to the disciplinary action. And to be quite honest, it's been a number of years since I've wrote the charter. It's almost like it's brand new to me too. So, anyway, so let's just get right into it. And this is a little bit smaller section. And, realistically, it's disciplinary action and then suspension, expulsions, disciplinary glossary terms, and the appeal section, and then the notes, and then we're done with the charter. And then it's off to whatever else we do for the, content for the YouTube channel. So, anyway, let's go. Disciplinary action. Here we go. It is always an unfortunate state of affairs when disciplinary action needs to be addressed. This is the not so fun part of the club, dealing with problems. But for a club to stay healthy and grow, these issues need to be addressed as they come about. While it has been established that this club exists in a voluntary manner, it is meant to be a place for like-minded fans coming together to have fun. It is also recognized that there must be some form of protection for the club and its membership from abuses of the rules. It is for this purpose that G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club strictly adheres to the following recipe for disciplinary action. Okay, so all persons in leadership positions, from top brass members to team members, or team leaders rather, and their assistants, are expected to enforce the rules and regulations of this charter as appropriate. Any G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club member who behaves in an unacceptable manner or violating the tenets of this charter will be subject to disciplinary action. It goes without saying. The process usually begins at the basic level, but can work up the chain of command from there. Disputes within teams are expected to be dealt with by the team leaders. And I've gone over this, certain low-level infractions, and this is in a team setting, I expect you team leaders to just deal with it and then just let us know that you dealt with it. And that's all there is to it. That's sufficient. All conflict resolution should be handled at the local level, with any and all disciplinary actions being forwarded to the sector command first sergeant, unless there is a conflict that requires the sector command first sergeant to intervene. And I've kind of laid down a little bit of a blueprint on that. I mean, minor stuff like, swearing or bullying or, just not being nice, can be handled at the local level. And anything more egregious than that, like a fist fight broke out between members, that's definitely going to get kicked upstairs to us. Any form of theft gets kicked upstairs to us. And that just kind of goes without saying. Okay. Active members may bring a charge of conduct unbecoming of a Joe against any member of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club, provided that it follows the rules of filing said charges. Any such charge should be brought to the attention of the next immediate officer in the chain of command in accordance to the rules of filing the charges of conduct unbecoming, which we went over that in the last video. All charges are reviewed for validity and presented to the top brass for a court-martial should evidence warrant it. So, I mean, that's just it in a nutshell. I mean, I'm basically saying, this was just reiterating everything that's already been put out, is that file charges accordingly. Don't do it as a means of getting back at your fellow members. Do it because it's legitimate, right? Legitimate in the sense that, if they've legitimately done wrong, we want to hear about it, and so we can address the issue. But if you just have an axe to grind against a fellow club member, you don't like them, they're in charge or whatever, then okay, you're abusing the power there. You're abusing that privilege of that, and then you're going to be brought up on charges of conduct unbecoming yourself. So I have a little bit of time here, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into suspensions and expulsions while we're at it here, okay? So G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club reserves the rights to deny, suspend, or revoke membership at any time based on any violating action of the rules of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club. This club also reserves the right to remove members from the club that have past criminal history that puts this club in any kind of legal jeopardy. That goes without saying. I.e., if a member is found to be a convicted child molester, that membership will immediately be revoked from the club, as there are events where club members are among children. Crimes against kids. Any convictions that we find out about, you're going to be shown the door. Especially if you weren't honest about it with us, you're going to be shown the door. Any and all membership denials, suspensions, and revocations will be done by means of court-martial convening of the top brass, and a record of such decisions will be filed with the top brass for records retention. Okay, and I'm going to stop there because the next section is disciplinary glossary terms, and that's a video all on its own. But to recap, just know that disciplinary action it's taken seriously. It should be noted that filing the charge of conduct unbecoming should only be done so if there has been a legitimate violation of the charter. Again, if you are levying a charge against a fellow member or an officer because you don't like them, that's not a violation of the charter. And actually, that is you violating the process. And, I'm going to have an issue with that, and then we will convene a court-martial against you, the offending party in this case. Okay? Into which, you'll likely get like some lightweight suspension or something. I don't know. I mean, unless it's a constant chronic thing, I don't know. But at any rate, that's it in a nutshell. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop them down in the comment section there. We'll discuss it. I'll address it. The usual stuff. So, Yojo, Cobra, no one is half the battle, and we will talk to you soon in the next video where we will discuss the disciplinary glossary terms, and you'll see what I mean in the next video. All right? Take care. Have a good day.